delivering 200 food parcels to Jewish communities around Ukraine. This is ALIYAH News. Johannes and Norbert, volunteers from Germany, journeyed through Poland to join our team in Ukraine. Over 5 days, they participated in humanitarian aid outreaches to Jewish communities, collaborating with local teams to distribute 200 food parcels and share information about ALIYAH.
My friend Norbert, who is a pastor from Nuremberg with me. So he's the first time on an outreach like this, not the first time in Ukraine. So Norbert, what do you expect from the next week?
I'm looking forward to see many of the people in need and to help them and to encourage them to bring hope in their desperate situation, reminding them that they are not forgotten. I think it's a very important message.
After a number of hours traveling by train, Johannes and Norbert met some of our local team in Kiev and started straight away to prepare humanitarian aid for their outreach.
So we are here, now arrived in Kiev after like a 9-hour train from Poland. And now we buy food for the food parcels at the metro. But because it's air alarm and there are attacks at the moment against Kiev, all the shops close. They don't allow you, and they even don't allow the cars to go in. So we really hope they will open before the closing hours and we can buy it. So tomorrow morning we have to leave very early.
After some time waiting, the alarm was over and the team could proceed buying items for food parcels.
We just packed the first 100 pieces of everything. First ton, and the other team is packing also another 100 pieces of everything. So we have 200 food parcels.
This is Vadim, the national coordinator here in Ukraine. He has led the team throughout the war and at great personal cost.
This is a special gift from the International Ebenezer family for Vadim, one of our most faithful workers we have in the ministry. So how many years are you working with us?
Since 1995, so if you calculate, 30.
It's 30 years, so that's a special 30-year gift. In loving appreciation for 30 years of service in the ALIYAH through your dedicated and committed leadership of Ebenezer in Ukraine. From the international family to you.
Thank you so much. So much.
So, this is a special gift for Yanya from the international Ebenezer family.
It's impossible to summarize the personal cost with which our team, particularly in Ukraine, have paid in continuing to serve and rescue Jewish lives during a time of war, sometimes visiting families and villages at the front lines of the battle. We are so grateful for each of them and for our local team members here in Ukraine. Before beginning the distribution of the aid, Vadim left the group to help a family on their journey across Ukraine and eventually onward to Israel.
This is the last family. Their whole family from their generation is in Israel, so they're joining all the rest.
Okay.
Yes.
The rest of the group went to Kremenchuk, to a synagogue under the care of Rabbi Shlomo, a hub for the food parcel distribution. Over the course of the next 3 days, the team would have the opportunity to speak with members of the Jewish community about God's faithfulness to not forget them, bringing a message of hope, but also informing them about the opportunity to make ALIYAH.
All the things we bought for 200 food parcels, and now the next 3-4 hours we hope to pack it into single bags, and then the next 3 days to distribute it to the families. And here's a Rabbi Shlomo, and here is a synagogue they built up. It was completely destroyed by the Nazis, and only the last 27 years they start to build the synagogue again. So we are waiting here for people to come to get their food parcels.
For many members, they are not so well informed about their legal right to immigrate to Israel.
We are here to bring you a word of encouragement, of hope. More than 80 years that our nation came and killed 6 million of your people. And most of Jewish life was extinguished. But that you are here, that there is a synagogue here today, it's a sign of God's faithfulness to you. I know there are many reasons to not go to Israel. We see worldwide more and more Jewish people just feel there is a home God has prepared for me here on earth. So Israel is not yet perfect. It has a lot of problems. Also, it's under war. But it has a destiny. And you know, it said, I will bring them home and plant them in the land. No one can root them out again. We are just here. We don't tell people you have to do something. We want to tell you, if you feel this desire to go to the place which God has chosen for His people, there are people who are ready to help you. Am Israel Chai!
Another aspect of the work involves home visits.
So we're now bringing an elderly lady home and go to her family to visit her. And we bring her more food. And she lives from retirement, about $100 retirement a month. Sometimes even doesn't cover for gas and water. We bring her several food parcels because of the really harsh situation she lives in. Here's the kitchen.
During these more personal visits, there is also time to get to know the families and share with them the scriptures, explaining their biblical and legal inheritance to the land of Israel. For some, this is the first time that they hear about Aliyah.
In the holy book, in the Tanakh, it is written that one day God will bring the people, the Jewish people from all over the world back to Israel. And it will be a miracle even bigger than the miracle when they came out of Egypt. And like 100 years ago, only a few Jewish people live in the land of Israel. But today, millions and millions. Every day, people from all nations come back to Israel, even from Ukraine. And that is what we do. We help these people who come back. So we are here after 5 days, Kremenchuk, where we distributed a little bit over 200 food parcels, and we visited many families even in the surroundings. We are very thankful for all intercessors worldwide, praying for our team in Ukraine, for the work in Ukraine, because here are still tens of thousands of Jewish people. Some people don't believe us because they think everybody has left, but many are still here. Many are elderly people who cannot leave. So it's still a lot of work to do. So we ask you to not stop praying and supporting so our team can do the work. So thank you very much. Shalom and God bless you.
While much of the world has turned its attention elsewhere, many within Ukraine's Jewish communities continue to struggle to make ends meet. Through the distribution of food parcels, we are helping to meet those urgent needs in very practical ways. Visits to centres of Jewish life, as well as home visits, have offered meaningful opportunities to share a message of hope, that God has not forgotten his people, but he desires to gather them as a shepherd does his flock. He tends his flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in his arms and carries them close to his heart. He gently leads those that are young. We want to express our heartfelt thanks to our supporters for their continued prayer and generous financial giving. We also want to acknowledge our incredible team in Ukraine, who are on the front lines, meeting urgent needs, often at great personal cost. To everyone who has been watching, thank you, and see you next time.